Hey, vinyl community, how's it going? Happy New Year, everybody. So today I wanted to do a video and talk a little bit about CDs. Now, I'm a record collector, absolutely, as I think most of us are, but I also am not ashamed to say that I love collecting CDs as well. And I think, for the most part, CDs sound fantastic. They're a little easier to use. You can skip around tracks easier. Not knocking vinyl, but I also want to stick up for CDs because I do have a lot of CDs in my collection, and I continue to buy CDs and listen to CDs. So today I wanted to talk about the 5 best sounding CDs in my collection. Now, I should say classic rock CDs. I may do an episode at some point on new wave or alternative, but for right now, I'm just going to be talking about classic rock CDs. So first one I want to talk about, the first one that I want to stick up for and say, I think this sounds better than my vinyl copy without question. This is Fleetwood Mac's Rumors, and this is a reissue, although I can't find what year it dates from. On the CD itself, it says made in the EU, so I don't know if that means it's a European import. But it does it looks, for all intents and purposes, like the original CD issue of the Rumors album, except it's got the more modern Warner Records logo right there, which was not on the original copy that I have. I since sold my original copy and got the upgrade. Usually I hang on to my originals, but this one is always going to be my go-to, but this sounds phenomenal. And compared against the vinyl, like, it's no contest. This absolutely beats it hands down. It's so clear on here. I mean, all the songs sound great. Secondhand News just jumps out of the speakers. Never Going Back Again, especially because it's acoustic. Crank that up, and it's just the great sound of that acoustic guitar on that track, Never Going Back Again. Lindsey Buckingham is great. On Songbird, at about the 2-minute and 12-second mark, you can actually hear a teardrop roll down Christine McVie's face. I'm not kidding you. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. I'd never noticed it on the original copy or the vinyl, but you can hear like a little trickle of a tear, and it must have gotten real close to the microphone or something like that. But the fidelity on here is amazing. Gold Dust Woman sounds amazing on here. So absolutely, for my money, this is the copy to pick up. Next one that sounds absolutely phenomenal is the SACD remaster reissue from the early 2000s of the Rolling Stones classic Let It Bleed album. In particular, I really love the way the title track Let It Bleed sounds. From the opening, that kind of twangy guitar sound, and then you've got the strumming of that acoustic. The acoustic guitar on this sounds absolutely phenomenal. It sounds like Keith Richards is in the room, so much so, and I know this is going to sound crazy from an audiophile perspective, but you can actually listen to this track. You can actually smell the nicotine on Keith Richards' fingers. I'm not kidding. You can smell nicotine coming through from Keith Richards as he's strumming the acoustic guitar on that track. But I mean, Monkey Man, one of my favorite songs off here, sounds great. You Can't Always Get What You Want sounds phenomenal. Gimme Shelter sounds great. Again, I'm not a huge fan of country honk, but still, again, it's that acoustic guitar, and it just comes to life. This is an absolutely phenomenal version. I've got 2 copies of this on vinyl, and this still sounds better than either of those copies, so I definitely recommend this one. Abbey Road, and I'm going to say any copy of Abbey Road. I've got 3 copies of this on CD. I've got the original 1987 issue of, or pressing, whatever you want to call it, of Abbey Road. This is the 2009 remastered version. I've also got the Giles Martin 50th anniversary remix. Take your pick. Any one of those sound absolutely amazing. Just even from the opening Come Together, the bass on it just fills the room. It's just so powerful. It's fantastic on here. Here Comes the Sun, again with the acoustic guitar. But just everything on here sounds absolutely phenomenal. I would put this up against, and I know it's blasphemy, any of my vinyl copies that I have. This just sounds tremendous, and the volume is just right. All the instruments come to life. They're so sharp and they're so clear, crystal clear. An absolute pleasure to hear this, one of my favorite Beatle albums, on the CD. This is the remaster, the first remaster that they did of Bob Dylan's classic album, Highway 61 Revisited. This is my favorite Bob Dylan album by a close margin. Also a big fan of Blonde on Blonde, but just sounds excellent. From Like a Rolling Stone, the organ just pops out of the speakers. It takes a lot to laugh. It takes a train to cry. Sounds phenomenal on here. Highway 61 Revisited. Just amazing, the fidelity on this disc. I know there's, this is the Digipack version of it, but I think it's also available in a jewel case. There's also, I've got the Bob Dylan studio albums, which I think is the same basic mastering of the album as this one is, but just really absolutely sounds killer on the CD player, and definitely sounds better than my vinyl copy that I have. The last one that I want to show, not my favorite, well, it might be, some days it's my favorite Doors album, between the debut and L.A. Woman. But this copy, this is a remaster. It's not the original issue of this. I think this came out in the 2000s. I'm not sure exactly what year, but just sounds great. The Changeling is an amazing track. And I just love the opening keyboard stabbing from Ray Manzarek. And then you've got the bass when the bass kicks in, and that groove that they have going in that song. Jim Morrison's voice is in top-notch form. Riders on the Storm sounds great. The LA Woman title track is just phenomenal on here. And the bass, because they used... I think it was Jerry Sheff maybe on bass, who's a phenomenal bass player. But the bass in particular sounds so warm, so great on here. The keyboard sounds fantastic, but cannot recommend this CD enough. This is the version to have if you want to hear the Doors. They actually just came out with the 50th anniversary reissue, which sounds great. And there's also, they did the Doors remixes, I don't know how many years back. It's probably like 5, 6, 7 years back, which has a little bit of different nuances and things to it, but I still maintain that this is the copy to own. So those are 5 fantastic sounding classic rock CDs. The ones that sound the best, to my ears anyway. Maybe you've got these, maybe you've got others that you would recommend, but for me and my collection, these ones are the top ones. So hope everybody's doing well, enjoying the new year, and take care.